So this company just puts out cameras wherever, and it's just constantly scanning people's faces, cross-checking you against the database of criminals. The reason that I'm showing you this AnyVision video is because the CEO is insane. Let me show you what I mean. So if you go to his LinkedIn page, he has this hashtag called Stop the Madness. I'm calling all Israeli CEOs, specifically in high tech, to stop the hiring madness before the bubble explodes. This new generation of young engineers needs a proper guidance, and we need to be responsible to teach them career fundamentals. He says, we are hurting our young generation as well as our own market and country by the fact we keep raising salary and offering crazy illogical benefits. You all know it's going to bite us back. The next guy to offer more will enjoy it, but just until the next one comes. Let's join efforts to hashtag stop the madness. Let's come together and find a way to manage this situation. If you agree or disagree, please share your view. This is almost as insane as the actual product that they develop. Now let's look at the comments. Obviously, we have another CEO that agrees we should stop raising our salaries for our workers. A super important topic. Couldn't agree more. There is madness in the market, and it's going to be the point of how to mitigate risk. One of the best comments that I read in here to disagree was, so let me see if I get this right. You've just raised $235 million, which reflects the market price of company shares based on a rational valuation. This is by no means a sign of a bubble, just merely an accurate assessment of the value that you will create for your shareholders. On the other hand, the very specific fraction of this sum, which you're paying your employees with, this is the part that's inflated, crazy, illogical, and a bubble that will explode unless we stop the madness. Place your bets as to who that benefit. I never thought we would get to the point in which CEOs are openly asking other CEOs to come together to stop raising the wages for our workers. What a day we live in here. Here's another article where he says a bunch of dumb stuff. You look at the CV and you see that candidates have jumped around between 4 and 5 jobs within 5 years because they were offered salaries and benefits. Like, why is he surprised Pikachu face? Today, an employee is in my company because I offered him 20% more. And tomorrow, he is at another company because they offered him a PlayStation 5 or other benefits. So what if he wants a PlayStation 5 or other benefits? Maybe he just likes working, doing that job more. So the post received a lot of support as well as criticism. The critics claim that Golan is calling for CEOs to create an illegal association in order to cut the spiraling salaries in the tech sector. It's funny because CEOs are normally anti-union, except for when CEOs want to come together to stop the pay raise. He said, it's not logical and cannot continue like this because in practical terms, it takes 18 months on average until an employee provides value to the company. Maybe you should streamline your onboarding process or hire people that are qualified to do the job. Candidates come to us and I see the CV with all the job changes and you ask, why didn't you stay? Where's the awareness about keeping and building the values of the company? Listen, dude, you're speaking from the point of view of a CEO, not from the point of view of someone who's trying to work their way up a corporate ladder which they have no control over. So what most people are going to do is job hop. That's where you get the big increases in money. That's where you make big leaps. It's not by staying at one company and building it for years. But as a CEO, obviously, he wants to maintain his people as long as he can at the same salary rates that they've hired them for as long as possible. So that way he can make the maximum amount of profit. But he doesn't say it that way. He says it, well, we need to build our values and company culture. Like, nobody cares about that anymore. Time to catch up with the times here. People are going to do what's best for them, and there's nothing wrong with that. We have to think about the ways of explaining to the young generation that there are things that are more important than salary and benefits. Oh, really? Like what? Like what, Mr. CEO? What's more important than salary, benefits, and having control over your time and a job that you like to do? Building your company values? No, this is ridiculous. Seriously, it's like that loyalty video where they're trying to be like,
loyalty says, I will stay true to my commitment, even if it benefits me not to. Loyalty shows respect.
On his decision to actually publish this bullshit, he said, in my conversations with colleagues and venture capital investors, I understood that all of them are preoccupied with the problem, but nobody wants to speak about it. The problem is not the salary, but that the competitive market influences employees who move from job to job and in fact aren't developing their career. That's not true at all. People of the comments, please chime in and tell me how often you've switched jobs and how much better your life is because of it. This guy clearly needs a lesson in that. You can't work your way up a career if you keep job hopping. You need 15,000 hours of work to achieve a specialization in a field. Okay, so you can do that at different jobs working in the same field. And if you don't get there, then your capabilities remain shallow. I recall the situation where we were 2 weeks ago before we received the investment, and there were employees concentrating on looking for other jobs, not because they believe in the company, but because they were being offered jobs in other companies with a higher salary. Okay, so what? Let them go chase their money. Why are you so hurt about it? Like, it's nothing personal, right? It's just business. Or that's probably what you did say when you fired a bunch of people 4 days before Christmas. Aren't I right? Actually, let's look at some Glassdoor reviews real quick. Pros, none, 0. There's nothing that makes it worth it. Cons, the company is insolvent. They fired 25% of their employees 4 days before Christmas. Who does that? And you wonder why people were looking for other jobs. The leadership are a bunch of pals from high school with no relevant experience, very unethical and shady group. The company has gone from 400 employees to less than 100 in 3 quarters, and it isn't because of COVID. And you wonder why people are looking for new jobs. They don't pay employees what they are entitled to. Well, clearly because they think that you're getting paid way too much as it is. Okay? But also, don't go searching for another job because it's bad for your career. Let me read you some more gaslighting from this moron. What scares me is all this jumping and moving about. When you tempt an employee with a high salary, you are not doing them any favors either. This is like a meme. If you offer more money, then somebody after you will raise more money and offer more money. It will reach a ceiling, and eventually companies will hire employees in India or in Eastern Europe. Okay, so then do it. Companies are already doing it.
People in countries with higher cost of living should accept a lower wage because otherwise we'll leave.
Okay, so then do it. Otherwise, give me the money that I'm asking for. Nice and convenient here. I don't think that there's a bubble in investments for startups. I just think there's a bubble in the salaries that we're paying all these people. Of course, right? Like, it's not me getting millions of dollars. It's me having to pay my employees a decent salary. And the problem is that they go somewhere else when someone offers them a better salary. Generally, everyone is shopping for the best deal, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just a free market, my dude. I read the negative reviews here, and it hurts to know that my former coworkers had so much hate towards the place that had been their second home and source of income. It's not their second home, it's just their source of income. I don't believe that the company employed anyone against their own will, so I'm not sure where all this negativity comes from. The negativity that comes towards jobs is because companies pretend to be something that they're not. They promise something and they don't deliver on it. You bring up an issue and they don't make it right. They don't work to resolve it. They say, we're going to give you control or power to do something, and then they don't give you that control or power to do something. They say, we're going to give you a raise, and then they don't. They say, we're going to make you in a position that has more responsibility, doing closer to what the original job ad said that you were going to do. And then they don't do that, so you're stuck doing a job you hate. There's no such thing as a perfect place of work, but I don't think that I ever met a company that takes such good care of its employees as AnyVision does. AnyVision is far from being a sinking ship, but we're all facing difficulties at the moment, and a lot of employees are getting affected, especially their ego. But there have also been wonderful times which I am full of hope that they will return. This is fake. This has to be fake. I am proud to be an AnyVision employee and wish all my former colleagues to put their hurt ego aside and to focus on finding a new job that will bring them true joy. Maybe try not to spoil your employees as much as you used to. Never in my life have I seen an employee advocate for employees to be treated worse. I think the bar has been set for a new corporate simp. It seems like every time I make a video that the bar has been raised for corporate simping. Stop spoiling us. We take it for granted. Not everyone appreciated your company in their second home. They just saw it as a job. Yeah? I mean, most people in the world, that's how they see their job. It's just a job. Anyways, guys, I just thought this whole thing was interesting about CEOs being mad that they have to pay their workers more or otherwise they'll leave. Like, it's some sort of free market economy out there. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? But yeah, so more inside the minds of CEOs. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe if you want to see me tear apart the corporate world some more, or some dumb CEOs saying dumb things publicly. Happy to do it. If you have any links or things you want me to take a look at, you can email them to me. Links for that is in the description. You can Instagram DMs. I got a Discord. However you want to do it. If you'd like to support the channel, I have some links down in the description. Otherwise, maybe share it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.